My wife and her friends thought it would be funny to leave me stranded in another state. Let's see if he can make it back. They laughed and drove away. I never came back. Point 1. 5 years later she found me. 107 missed calls. Update 1. I stood there in the blinding Colorado sun, squinting at the empty spot where our car had been just 10 minutes ago. My wife Chloe and her friends Ella, Stephanie and Lauren had vanished. At first I thought it was one of their stupid pranks. They were always doing stuff like this, pushing boundaries, testing how much I'd take before I snapped. 5 years of marriage, and I'd gotten used to their little games, the way they'd laugh at me, the way Chloe would join in instead of standing up for me, but this felt different. My phone was still plugged into the car charger, my wallet tucked in the glove box, all I had was the faded t-shirt and jeans I was wearing, and a growing pit in my stomach as the minutes ticked by. We'd been on this road trip to Stephanie's lake house for 3 days now, and I'd been miserable the whole time. Chloe had begged me to come, saying it'd be a chance to bond with her crew. I wasn't big on the idea. Her friends always treated me like an outsider, tossing out jabs and inside jokes I wasn't part of, but I went anyway because I loved her, or at least I thought I did. The gas station was in the middle of nowhere, just a dusty little stop off the highway, with a flickering sign and a single pump. I'd gone inside to use the bathroom, figuring they'd wait. They always waited. Except this time they didn't. An hour passed. I paced the cracked pavement, kicking pebbles, telling myself they'd come back any second, tires crunching gravel, Chloe's voice calling out, "Gotcha," but the road stayed quiet. 2 hours in, sweat was dripping down my neck and my throat was dry. I kept replaying the last few days in my head. The way Stephanie smirked when she accidentally spilled coffee on my lap. How Lauren whispered something to Chloe that made her giggle while glancing at me. How I just watched it all with that smug little grin. I should have seen it coming. They'd been building up to something, and I'd been too dumb to notice. A truck pulled up, its engine rumbling loud enough to shake me out of my thoughts. The driver, a big guy with a gray beard and a stained ball cap, leaned out the window. "You okay, buddy? Been standing there a while." His voice was rough but kind, and it hit me like a punch. I wasn't okay. They weren't coming back. Chloe wasn't coming back. I swallowed hard, trying to keep my voice steady. "Yeah, my ride left me. You think you could help?" He nodded, like it wasn't the first time he'd seen someone stranded out here. "Hop in." "Where you headed?" I didn't even know. "Home, back to Chloe, the life we built." But as I climbed into the cab, something shifted inside me. 5 years of her laughing at me, brushing me off, letting her friends treat me like garbage. It all came rushing up hot and heavy. I stared out the window as the gas station shrank in the side mirror. The trucker didn't ask too many questions, just kept driving, humming some old country song. My hands clenched into fists on my lap. I could have borrowed his phone, called Chloe, demanded answers. But what would she say? It was a joke, babe. Don't be so sensitive. I'd heard it all before. Every time I complained about her friends, she'd roll her eyes and tell me I didn't get their humor. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I never would. But standing there alone, abandoned like some stray dog, I realized something they didn't get me either. And Chloe, she'd picked them over me again and again. The trucker dropped me off at a crossroad, pointing me toward Grand Junction, the nearest town. "Good luck, man," he said, tipping his cap. I nodded, my throat tight, and started walking. My shoes scuffed the dirt, the sun beating down on my head. No phone, no money, no plan, just me and the open road. Part of me wanted to turn back, to beg someone at the gas station to call her, to fix this, but another part, a louder part, kept pushing me forward. I was done being the punchline. Done being the guy they laughed at. Chloe and her friends thought they'd won, thought they'd broken me, but as I trudged toward Grand Junction, a strange calm settled over me. They hadn't broken me, they'd set me free. I didn't know what was waiting for me in that town. I didn't know how I'd eat, where I'd sleep, or how I'd get by with nothing. But for the first time in years, I wasn't scared of what Chloe would think. I wasn't worried about her friend's next move. I was alone. Yeah, but I wasn't helpless. The road stretched out ahead, endless and empty, and I kept walking. They'd left me behind. But maybe that was the best thing they could have done. Maybe this was my chance to figure out who I was without her, without them. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.